Toronto. Are you guys doing pretty good? Are you excited?
Yes.
I see a Superman over here. It's looking pretty good. So in just a second, we're gonna bring Tyler out, but I just wanna practice really quick how we are gonna greet him from Toronto. So I need a big cheer for Tyler. 1, 2, 3. You guys have done this before. Okay. I have not done this before. Okay. So we're gonna bring Tyler Hoechlin in. Let me give a big cheer for Superman.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? All right. It's Sunday. What's going on?
Got a Superman right here.
Well, that's dude. Well done, man. Well done. I'm gonna take some notes about how you did that.
So we're gonna have a little bit of a short one because Tyler's gonna have a flight in a little while. So we're gonna get as much awesomeness in as possible. So, do you have anything you want to talk to us about that's coming up so we can be ready for it?
Going back to Vancouver for crossovers. Nerds. I was very excited about that. It's gonna be fun. And that's kind of the next thing on the agenda.
How do you feel about acting opposite of Brandon Ross?
Very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited. I can't wait to see what these guys come up with. They gave me some great stuff to play with last year with doing the 2 Superman thing. So now that we have another person donning a suit, it's gonna be great. I don't have to do double duty. You just kind of play against somebody. So that's gonna be fun. I'll be excited to see if we're friends or foes, or I have no idea.
So you have no idea yet?
Nothing. I've not seen anything. And I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I've seen nothing. So I promise I'm not just keeping spoilers away.
Would you prefer to be friends or foes?
It's a crossover. It's both. We can say both.
You can say both.
Yeah.
I feel like a fight scene.
It's infinite Earth. I think
Excellent.
there's no rule as far as it goes for the most part.
Yeah. So it's my understanding that you've gotten cast as Sephiroth in the next Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you play Final Fantasy?
I have not played the game yet. So I have not played yet. I go through spurts of gaming because when I do play games, I do nothing else. So I'm waiting for a period of life again where I have like nothing to do, so I don't feel so guilty about it.
What kind of games do you play that suck your life away?
The one that always got me the most was Halo. Halo, nothing's really topped Halo as far as like, yeah, it really kind of just like took over life for a while there. My brother and I accomplished nothing. So yeah, I think that's kind of been the reason why I've stayed away for a minute.
So we'll have a few questions. Let's get started. Let's go for Superman, obviously.
So in Supergirl, I like Supergirl as a show. I really love it. There was a weird interaction kind of in the crossover episode where you said, "Oh, with Supergirl in the world doesn't need Superman." For him being such an iconic character, did it feel weird for you to kind of say that on screen, like millions and millions of people are watching?
To be honest with you, I never think about that when we're doing those things. I think for me, it was just kind of finding in that moment why he felt, genuinely compelled to say that. So, that's your job, right? If your character is stating something, you kind of got to figure out why they would feel so comfortable or so emboldened to say that in that moment. So, I think going through those episodes and seeing what she was able to do on her own and contribute, I think it was just that genuine moment of saying that, you know what, there's someone else capable of doing this job, and my attention is required somewhere else right now, and I feel confident that nothing's going to go wrong that wouldn't go wrong with me here anyway. So it's definitely something interesting when you read that, reading again, something like Superman saying, "Oh, the world doesn't need me." But when you recognize that in somebody else, I think that's one of the great things in life is when you realize you recognize that you can trust somebody else and with a task or helping you out or helping anybody else out. So I think that was actually a really kind of great moment for him to be able to say that to somebody.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Can you do a show with just Superman? Because he's my favorite.
If it was just me on TV for 45 minutes, I swear you'd turn it off. If it was just Superman, I mean, maybe if you had a few other people around him, but just me, I swear, I'm really boring after that much time. But I don't know, I know they've had those rumors out there since I think we did the first episode of Supergirl. So who knows? I'm excited to go back and do the crossovers for now. And it was supposed to be 2 episodes in the beginning, and it's turned into, I guess it's going to be, we've done 7, and however many more I do on this. So it's been a good ride so far. We'll see.
Were you a fan of Superman?
I was, yeah. I was always a fan. I wasn't into. I was going to school, working as an actor, and playing baseball really competitively from the time I was like 8 years old. So I never got into like another thing. So comics wasn't my thing, but Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. I mean, all these Marvel or DC. I love the characters. So definitely a fan before.
During all your crossovers, which one was like, who was your favorite to meet? Like all like the superhero celebrities?
They're all terrible. Oh man, I mean, I'd met almost pretty much all of them before, so I just remember there was one night where we were shooting outside. We were kind of like in the courtyard of this public space, and it was Melissa, Grant, Steven, and I all sitting in costume. And Grant was wearing Oliver Queen's outfit and suit, and Steven was wearing the Flash's suit. And it was just weird because even though they were in opposites to me, I was still just being like, yeah, but it's still like the Flash and Arrow and Supergirl, and I'm wearing this. And we're doing this for real. So it was a weird moment. So we always have so much fun up there. Honestly, everybody's such a blast to work with. So I couldn't be more excited to be going back to Vancouver. Let's do some more.
You want to share anything?
Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering, so I'm a flight attendant, and on my flights I get lots of, occasionally I get a scared passenger. What would Superman say to that?
What would Superman say, or what would I say? What would Superman say? Hey, don't worry, I got this. If things get really bad, I got this. Don't worry about it. If Superman was there, I guess you just try to calm everybody down, and probably not try to give away your identity, obviously, but I think you'd be very confident that the plane's gonna make it. Like, I'm already here, so like, I don't have to get here in time. I just have to leave without anybody seeing me. So it's more like an exit strategy at that point. Like, okay, nobody at the back. I can probably just jump out there. It should be fun.
I guess it's a 2-part question. Just in the DC universe, is there another character you'd like to play? And knowing how a lot of people from DC world, creative team and actors, they go on to the Marvel, or sometimes Marvel will go on to DC.
Yeah.
Is there a Marvel property you'd like to kind of get your hands on?
Man, I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. I haven't put thought into finding necessarily like one that hasn't been done by Marvel yet. I'm sure there's plenty. Just as when I went through the DC archive, I was like, oh my goodness, you guys have so many things that I still haven't even heard of before, which is amazing. But I think this genre is evolving to such a great place. The stories that are being told, the way that they're making them so much more empathetic, I think, and relatable to real life. It's been a really great transition. So there's, I'm sure, countless properties that would be great to develop and look at. But like I said, I've always been a fan. I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think I would have assumed that I probably would have been chosen for more of a Batman thing than Superman. That's just because I think there was a rumor back, it was years ago, where at San Diego Comic-Con, people just started coming up to me like crazy, like, dude, is it true, are you gonna be Batman? And I was like, I've heard nothing about this. And so, but it went on for like a couple of weeks, and then I think actually even months, where it started to gain some steam, to the point that I was like, this might happen, I don't know, there's enough people talking about it. So I don't know if that's part of it, but yeah, I mean, there's like I said, there's so many great characters in this world that just to play one of them is great. But yeah, I'm happy to come around, see what else is there. It's always fun to explore new things.
Maybe
The
next
DC universe is
crossover.
much more
Maybe next
gritty.
crossover.
Would you prefer it to be more gritty like the DC universe?
You know what funny is, years ago I would have said, yeah, gritty, give me gritty. And it's weird, maybe it's just the phase of life that I'm in right now, but what I love about playing this character at this time, in the state of the world and where I'm at in my life, I like happy. Like, happy's cool. Like, the hopelessly romantic nice guy. it's not so bad. So I love Clark's hope for humanity. I love Superman's relentlessness and thinking that someday we will all figure it out. So at this point, I'm very much enjoying that. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be happy, right? Yeah.
So just a question, two questions. Did you ever, were you ever a fan of the Christopher Reeve films? And what would be your favorite Superman power and why?
Superman power?
Yeah.
Well, to the first question, so I'm going to now because I think I've done, actually after the crossover that said I'm going to. I haven't seen any of the other Superman stuff. And once I knew I was playing the character, I intentionally stayed away from it. For me, I didn't want to see something that I either liked and then felt the pressure to copy, or something that I liked and then felt the pressure to stay away from. And I also didn't want to see something that I didn't like and then feel the same kind of thing. So I wanted to have the freedom to go in, read the script, know how we saw the character in this universe, and be able to commit to whatever came to mind and felt right, without feeling like, oh, you know what, it's a little bit too close to this, or it's a little too far away from that. So I am going to go back and watch them after this set of crossovers. Obviously I have nothing but the greatest amount of respect for Christopher Reeves and what he did in starting this whole thing, really. And obviously he's so iconic to so many people. So
don't forget George.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not starting as in like the only first one. Obviously, as far as like Christopher is always the first one that pretty much comes to anybody's to mind when you say it. So I think tremendous amount of respect for that. But I'm excited to go back and look at them now after these crossovers and feel like I've done enough of my work with the character that I can now go and watch his and not feel like, oh, I'm too tempted to again stay away or go towards that. What was the second for the power? Flight. I mean, yeah, I know, cliche. Free travel would just be awesome. What's that?
You don't believe in the suit being cursed, right?
No. Don't believe in curses. No. It's just unfortunate coincidences.
Do you approach a lot of your roles like that? If you don't know a lot about it, you just kind of avoid anything?
No, I mean, I did a ton of research as far as like the character goes. But as far as like watching other people's interpretations of it, or performances of it, that I wanted to stay away from. So obviously I did as much reading up on as I could, whether it was Wikipedia, comic fan pages, anything that just had information, family tree, all these things, to really get to know the character. But beyond that, to the point of performance, I want to make sure I kind of get my distance. So.
Just wanted to know if you have any favorite or memorable dialogues when you were Derek Hale.
Dialogues, like favorite like scenes or anything?
Like anything that you loved and you remember.
Let's see. I mean, honestly, just going to work with those guys every day, such a fun group of people. I probably, I guess it's a testament to the fact that that's true. Most of those guys are probably still some of my best friends, so it's a very close set. So that was awesome. I mean, dialogues and everything, we've gone through so many things in life together as a group that, they're kind of ongoing, if that makes any sense. I'll see Ian, or I'll see JR, or I'll see anybody really, and we kind of just continue the little conversation from where we left it off last, whether it was a week ago, a day ago, or a year ago. So it's just kind of one ongoing dialogue. Yeah.
Green hair?
Out of everyone in your career, what was the most fun? Which one do you miss the most? And what part changed your life the most?
That was
Yeah.
Sorry,
I like it.
Let me see, miss the most, I'm trying to, honestly, man, I've been able to stay in really close touch with most of the people that I've worked with, that I got really close with, so that's been really great. I think a lot of times it's the crew you end up missing because you shoot somewhere on location and, they live there, and then the crew works crazier hours than we ever do, so they're busy people, and so those are probably the ones you lose touch with most often, and you do, especially hair and makeup, and some of those people you get so close to, you spend so much time together. Always end up missing that group. But what was the last one you said?
What part changed your life or affected your life the most in like a positive or negative way?
Changed my life the most. Yeah, it's weird. I would say I can't really think of a negative one. I've been really lucky. I've been doing this for 23, 24 years now. And I've really not had a bad set. There's always been really good people, so I'm very lucky in that regard. That's not always true. And so yeah, to say one, I think, you know, with Teen Wolf, with, you know, some of the movies that I've worked on, it's really kind of become more like a family thing. So it's like, you know, when I think of my brother, it's not just my brother, it's my brother and my other brother and my sister and my parents. Like that everybody's kind of a cohesive like group. So I kind of think of the cast the same way too. It's like I can't think about like Ian and I without like, oh, it's Ian and JR and Charmin and all these guys. It's just it's a big family. So I would say all of them have just added a lot to my life as far as being able to, you know, we have great conversations and discussions about, you know, the world and life and this whole crazy journey we're all on. So I would say it's been a nice family to be a part of.
Hi, I'm a big fan of Undrafted.
Oh,
so
thank you.
I was wondering if you knew Joe beforehand or how you got the script, and did you guys do like a baseball team boot camp to like get the chemistry of these people who have like known each other their entire lives? But
So Joe I did not know beforehand. Joe I met at a little cafe in Los Angeles, and we just kind of started talking baseball and acting, and he had also been acting from a young age, so we had a lot to chat about, and yeah, I think he got the sense really quick that I could be right for this, and so we did not do a baseball camp for that one. This is independent filmmaking, and when you're on a budget, we were lucky we had the days we had to shoot, so to get people out to do any rehearsals is quite extra. But I mean, another thing, again, I've been super lucky with cast and crews. That group of guys was so much fun. It was probably next to Everybody Wants Some, like the truest ensemble experience I've had, just because it was pretty much every single person in every single day from the time we started to the time we wrapped. And so we all just got really close really fast, and it was a good group of guys. And I think that came off in the movie. It seemed to be actually like a big group of buddies. What we did, you know, we would always kind of hang out after work, and even though we were going to see each other in a few hours, we'd all hang out after. And it was a really fun experience. And that Joe and I are actively looking for things to team up on again. So hopefully that'll be sooner than later.
Speaking of teammates, if you were going to pick someone, who would you really want to have opposite you in a movie?
In a movie? You know what's funny? That question's changed so dramatically in like the last year or two. I think before I would have like thought about some of like my idols, like you know, like a Christian Bale or someone like that. And, like I really wanted any of my friends. Any of my friends. The thing is, like when we've talked, me and my buddies talk about this a lot lately. When you guys see a movie or something we do, if it's a TV show, it's 40 minutes or something like that. If it's a movie, maybe it's 90 minutes. That 90 minutes can be like 3 months of our life. So, at the end of the day, like for someone else to see me in a movie with like a legendary actor for 90 minutes, it really doesn't contribute to my life the way 3 months on set every day contributes to my life experience. So I just want to work with good people that I enjoy working with, that I know like to work hard and have a good attitude on set, and try to make the cruise day easier. So that's kind of what I hope for nowadays.
So in the crossover, we come up to the actual barn from Smallville.
Yeah.
How does that feel knowing that you are just another Superman in the multiverse playing the exact same role?
Yeah. It's awesome. I mean, I love anytime that we can give the fans any kind of like little Easter egg or anything like that. It's always really cool. So to know that we were able to do that and accomplish that, I know that was like a big goal for them, and they were really excited we got to pull that off. And it's, yeah, I think that's another cool thing too, like knowing that you're not the only one. It's, what I love about Superman is kind of like a lack of ego with him. And when you're not the only one, you kind of have to put that pride aside even more so, because it's like, you're not the only one, man. So there's no reason to be too proud. So it was cool. I really enjoyed that moment.
So just kind of touching on that, I was wondering, like, when you first find out that you get the role to be Superman, is there like a Superman group chat where they reach out? Congratulations, welcome to the club, especially with the Smallville here.
Yeah, no, I think most of my run-ins have been in person. So Brandon I saw down at Comic-Con in San Diego. That was the first time we kind of got to have an exchange. And I think my first exchange with Tom was here at the East. So it's been really kind of cool being able to get to know him a little bit. All very, very nice guys. It's a great group to be a part of, and a very humbling group to be a part of. So yeah, no, maybe one of these days I'll have to start that. I'm gonna get everybody's number. I think everybody knows everybody through like 1 degree of separation or something. So I'll get the stalker mode and I'll get everybody's phone numbers.
All the way in the back, yellow shirt.
So same thing. I'm staying away from that until I see the scripts, just because I want to see what they come to with the scripts and not have anything in mind that's kind of tampering with that. So I'm going to stick to seeing what they come up with in the scripts this time, and then just kind of fully committing to that. So that's a big. I'm excited to see what they come up with, because I know it's huge. Obviously aware of the scale of it. So we're getting ambitious here. All right. I'm excited to see
You
what.
have to have a chart at this point.
Oh man, just from what set you're going to, what day, yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Yes, sir.
Most embarrassing moment on set.
I showed up to work one day and, did you watch Teen Wolf?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, Jill Wagner plays Kate in season 1. So we were bringing her back, I think it was season 3, I wanna say it was 3 or 4, and she was coming back. And I hadn't seen her on set yet, and I went in to do my hair and makeup, and I threw some stuff in my hands to do this, get ready for the day. And I looked down at the end of the trailer, and I saw the girl sitting in the makeup chair, and I was like, oh, it's Jill. And so I had this stuff in my hands. I was like, oh, I can't give her a hug. So I know Jill, we're friends. I ran over and I gave her like a big kiss on the cheek, and then this girl looked at me, and it wasn't Jill, it was Shelley Hennig, and it was her first day. We haven't met yet. Yeah. So she turned and looked at me and was like, oh, you're my friend here. And I just remember, like, I had my hands like this still. I was like, you're not Jill. You're not Jill. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I ran out of the trailer. I was like, I gotta do this over, so I'm gonna go outside and start over. And I went outside for about 5-10 minutes. It was like, I just kissed a random girl in that makeup chair, thinking that it was Jill.
Did you wash your hands when you went outside so you could recover that?
I don't know if I remember to wash my hands. I don't think I remember most of the next 10 minutes until I came back in and was just like, I am so sorry. It's very nice to meet you though. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the set. So yeah. Needless to say, Shelley and I are great friends.
I would never let that go, ever.
That was my most embarrassing moment. My face was bright red. Bright red. Yeah, that was a good one.
Gentleman right there next.
If CW picks up, a Superman show, what storyline would you choose for, the show that you could be in if they chose you?
Oof, man. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't put too much thought into that. It's kind of always been, I show up when they call and say we've got something new and cool to do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll be really interesting to see what happens, with Crisis. I hope we make it out. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen anything. I know nothing. So, yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting though. I mean, I guess how long has it been since Superman's been on TV, like full time?
Since 2011.
2011? All right, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I really haven't put too much thought into that. I'd want to really sit on that and like come up with something cool other than just making something on the spot right now and everybody being like, that sucks.
It'd be really interesting to see Dark Superman as a TV show.
It was. I enjoyed playing him for an episode. It was good. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Dad's Superman. Dad.
Yeah.
He was a dad.
There you go. It'd be fun.
Superman shirt?
If you could, is there anyone in the Teen Wolf cast you would like to see in the Arrowverse? If so, what character would they play?
Let's see. Oh man, I mean all of them. All of them. I'd love to bring all of them over. I think Ian Bowen would make a great villain.
Yes.
Why is that so obvious for everybody? Like I say that, and everyone's like, yes, yes. That guy. That guy, evil, yes. He's so nice. Yeah, no, I think, honestly, like I said, I would bring all of them over. It's such a great group of people. But I would love to see Ian as a villain. I would love to see JR as a villain. He's got that voice. He's got that voice. So we'll see. We'll see one of these days. Maybe they make their way over.
I think we have time for about 2 more questions. So let's get right down here in the front.
What are some of the similarities you find between all the characters you've played from Airtail? I haven't watched Supergirl yet because I want to wait till I can binge watch it.
Yeah.
You say that you binge watch you binge play your games. That's how Netflix. So
Okay.
I'm kind of waiting. But what's one of the similarities between all your characters?
Between all of them?
Yeah, that affects you. You obviously put yourself into some of the characters, some of your characters, your qualities that you portray in your personal life. What do you put into your characters?
Well, I feel like I'd be lying to say there's at least one thing that goes
Not
into
the
all
crappy
of them.
character, not the crappy personality traits. You don't have. You know what I mean? Someone in
Well, that was
you
good.
know, your neat qualities that people have.
Yeah.
But your nice ones, obviously Derek Hill is kind of a dick at the beginning of Teen Wolf.
Very true.
But
Very true.
where he plays at the beginning, you don't really know who he is until
Yeah.
further on into the series. But when you first look at it, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
So how do you get into that headspace of being someone who you're not and fooling somebody?
You know what? I'll say this. This might actually make sense. I think the one thing that's in common with all the characters, they think they're actually always doing the right thing. And that's kind of it's a true answer, and it's also a cop-out answer, because I think as an actor, you're trying to, even when you're playing the bad guy, the villain, the bad guy is not the bad guy to himself. He genuinely believes in what he's doing, otherwise you wouldn't do it. I don't think someone really looks at a situation and goes I'm gonna pursue this path because I know this makes me wrong. And they pursue that path because they think they're right. They might have a justified reason that we don't agree with, that a lot of people don't agree with, their perspective is different. But I think at the end of the day, everybody thinks that they're actually doing what's best, whether it's for themselves or for the group. I think a lot of times I probably, with caricatures, if they are super selfish in that way, maybe I try to find a way where, yeah, maybe it's selfish, but maybe it is also for the greater good of, his immediate circle or whoever it might be. So I would say if anything makes its way into all of it, it would be something like that. That's okay. I get it. You hated Derek for a while. It's fine. We all did. We all did.
I like him. That's the problem.
Oh, now he's too much of a nice guy, right?
No,
Nice guys finished last. I get it. All good.
Let's hit Superman real quick and then.
Do you prefer to have a lot of creative input when you're playing a character, like ad-lib stuff, or do you prefer to have a lot of direction and why?
It just depends. It just depends on what you're shooting that day. I think some scenes you want to feel like the director's got a very specific vision, and you just want to kind of be there to help execute it and bring that vision to life. And I think there's a lot of times where you have character stuff, where you're dealing with relationships and dialogue between other people, and as the actor, you want to be able to feel free to kind of go with somebody in the moment. But it's all a delicate balance of schedule, the director you're working with, the other actors you're working with, and just kind of really, in a way, you're improvising the improv. You kind of know when it's right and when it's wrong, and you just kind of feel that out based on what day it is on set, what you're trying to do, and how much you got to get done that day.
So is there anywhere we can look for you next? Do you have any more events coming up, or?
Let's see. We got events not till the end of the year, so a little bit away. But Can You Keep a Secret's coming out soon. Yeah. We got a little premiere for that next week. It'll be fun. And then, I guess the next thing that'll be on air after that will be crossovers. So, yeah. One last one, real quick. What do you got?
Oh yeah. No, I just wanted to ask, do you ever feel as Superman as a character, do you think you ever holds back too much against the villains, or holds back with his power to do the right thing, or do you think he should expand his power and like kind of let loose a little bit?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think for everything we've seen so far, I think he's been able to balance it out pretty well. I think he's got a good moral compass when it comes to justice. And like I said, I think what I appreciate about the character and how we've interpreted it so far is that I think he's eternally and hopelessly optimistic. And so I think one of my favorite things to see about any character in any show, this is why Game of Thrones is my favorite show for so long, is the ability for people to redeem themselves. I really think that we're very quick to, it's a great thing, I'm gonna forget the name of it right now. It was a thing on CNN that Van Jones did, and they're putting people together who like crimes were committed against them by this person, they're linking them up, and the episode that I saw was a guy who his house had been broken into, and he and his buddy had been shot by this guy. His buddy passed away. And he actually, decades later, met up with the guy who shot him and killed his buddy. And they had a dialogue sitting down with each other, and they talked for a couple hours. They're great friends now, and the guy who was shot actually was helping the other guy in his appeal to get parole and to be let out of jail. So I do believe in redemption. I do think that people can be taken from a situation. I think a lot of things in life they're bad situations, and it's not that person's fault. I think it's just not everything is fair in the world. So for me with Superman, I do like that he is eternally hopeful for people and that they can be redeemed. So even the ones who are very, very, very dark and gone down a bad path, I think he always hopes that there's a chance to turn that person around. So maybe that puts him in a situation where other people go, you're being too lenient. I just think he's being hopeful. And I think at the end of the day, we could probably all use a little bit more of that. So.
Great answer. Tyler's gonna have to get out of here, so we raise that noise level a little bit.